Hey guys, and welcome to the FUTWIZ YouTube channel. Today you've clicked this video because you want to find out the best controller settings which pro players use when playing FIFA. Now we're going to tell you the controller settings, we're also going to give you the camera settings as well as that, and these are small little things which should help you improve your game and make it a lot easier. Now as I said before, we're joined by FUTWIZ NiKSNEB today, who's going to be telling us all of this, and if you do enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all them ones. And we'll see you at the end of the video. All right, guys, welcome back. I'm joined by NiKSNEB, as I mentioned before, for your controller and camera settings. Now, a lot of you probably sat there thinking, Denman, there's a few controller settings I see pros use. There's a few camera settings I see them use. Why do they use them? How does it help them get better at the game? Or how does it improve their vision or like look on the game? Now, we're going to tell you and we're going to show you. And hopefully this should help you improve them small little margins. Now, NiKSNEB, take it away. Talk to me through your custom control settings, and then we'll move on to the camera settings after.
Yeah, so these are my custom controls. Competitive master switch. You have to have this on, I believe, for rivals and champs. So there's no reason to have it off unless you're playing kickoff or something like that. I believe it has to be on. So that's all of those tactics are default when you have that on. Through pass distance, I have it on semi, just to get a bit more help than manual, self-explanatory. FIFA23, you want it off. Time finishing, for me, this has to be on unless you're like for example, when a cross gets pulled in, you spam B. I don't really like that because if you read I prefer to have the green time finishing for shots that shouldn't be going in but can go in if you green time them. So yeah, time finishing is on for me just because I don't spam shots. I try to green them.
Cool. Just to quickly jump in there. Now, a lot of people, believe it or not, might not actually know what time finishing is. Now, guys, whenever you're playing against someone, you see like them have a shot and it pops up green above their head. That's where they've timed the shot. Now, when he says spamming B, spamming circle, depending on what console you're on, obviously, we play on PlayStation. That's what the competitive FIFA is on. Now, with time finishing, why is it so important, Sneb? And how do you actually time a finish? Yeah,
so you time a finishing by, you click B to like ready, to get the shot up, and then you click B again. I believe just before the player is about to make contact with the ball, you get there's 3 times that you can get, like red, orange, and green. Green's obviously the best, red's the worst, orange is alright, but you try and stay away from that. If you get a green shot, the shot is just better. It's just more powerful, more accurate. So timing a shot green is actually very, very helpful.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Now, obviously, as you mentioned before, you do hit circle to do that. So if you can practice that, maybe practice it in the arena, practice it in friendlies, and then when you get your craft, you'll notice you'll get a couple more wins in FUT Champs because you're going to be able to finish them chances which you can't usually finish. Now, moving on, what is the next custom controller settings we've got? So we've got next player switch indicator is on, pass block assistance on. What else we got?
Yeah, auto switching, so your player switching on air balls and loose balls I've got. I think that's the best. Manual is really hard. Loose balls and air balls, similar sort of things, but I think you want them both on. I think that's the easiest and the best way.
Brilliant stuff.
Clearance distance, directional. Again, I've never used classic. I don't really know what it is, but directional is what everyone uses, so I recommend that. Player lock on. Player lock is hard, however, it's good and it won't mess you up because if you're looking your left stick and right stick in, then I'm not really sure what's happened. But it's really helpful for making a player run where you want him to run. So make it, for example, if you're playing a through ball and you want your left striker to run like diagonal or something, you can click your left stick and right stick both in, and then flick with your right stick to the player that you want, and then you can run him around wherever you want, and then ask for the ball. So click X or A, and it will pass you the ball. So that is very OP, but very, very difficult. Icon switching, I don't like this at all. It's sometimes you might realise when you panic defend and you're trying to play a switch and you're flicking your right stick around, it might come up with some some things above people's heads. I'm pretty sure it's the same as NBA, like the 2K game, where you try and pass the ball and there's icons above their players where you try and switch to them. So I think if you click it in, it comes up like click X to to play switch to your right back, like B to your left back. You don't want this.
I think this happens to me every time I panic when I defend.
Yeah, you don't want this at all. If you are panic defending, you don't want to know that you're panic defending and loads of icons coming up your defenders. So yeah, I'd avoid that and turn it off.
Okay, brilliant. And right stick switcher, this is a big one, right?
Yeah, so this, at the start of the game, you used to get like a lag sometimes if your settings are wrong, and that's because if it was adaptive, there's like a glitch where it makes the game lag if you have adaptive. Classic, just so much more clean. Flick your right stick to what player it's nice and clean. So definitely have it on classic. And player relative. So if the player is closer to the ball or the player closer to like the attacker, you want the player instead of ball.
Okay, so that's when you switch, like it goes to the closest person, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. And is there any more important ones there, or are they just pretty much all the standard ones which you can show? Assisted and all that?
Yeah, you want all of these assisted. You want the game to help you as much as you can, right? If you have your pass on manual, the ball will be going all over the place. Same for crosses, same for shots. You want them all on assisted. You want the game to help you. That's save assistant, that's for pro clubs, I believe. Analog sprint. Now, this is one I'm quite big on. A lot of pros, this is kind of like 50-50, I believe. But I like to have it off than on. On is like how quick you sprint is how hard you hold down your R2 button or your R1 or no R2.
So R2. We use PlayStation anyway. So
yeah, R2 or RT if you're on Xbox. Yeah, it's how hard you hold down the button is how quick they run. However, it's off. It's just default. If you just hold an RT button, they'll just run as fast as they can. So I definitely like this off. And you'll see in pros gameplay and stuff when they're sprinting, they'll get sprinting at like a quick pace, like quicker. So yeah, that's signs of having it off.
Okay, brilliant stuff. And well, that's your controller settings. That should help you improve in certain areas if you're noticing you're lacking. And what we'll move on to now is the camera settings, which Jacob likes to use. If you'd like to just explain to us, NiKSNEB, why you have the certain camera settings on and how it benefits your gameplay, that would be great.
Yeah, so I use Telebroadcast 20x0 zoom. I used to be that, just Telebroadcast 1010. However, I watch pros play on like co-op, which is really far out, and I believe it helps them a bit. But every time I go to co-op, I feel like I'm 3 hours away from the pitch. So I like to have the balance of the Telebroadcast 20.0 because Telebroadcast is a bit closer, so you're a bit neater with your dribbling and your passing. You can see the game a bit better, but you're also quite far out, so you can see the players. Like you can see your right mid when you've got the ball with your left back or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Cool, brilliant stuff. And is there any other camera settings below which we need to worry about, or is that pretty much as easy as that with yours?
This power shot zoom. This is a new thing, right? The L1 R1 shot where they like fire it up and smash it. Yeah. I like to have this on, just so I know when someone's going to do it. You can kind of tell in game where like they slow down, they try and really like get the shot ready. But I like to have it on than off. A lot of people just have it off, but I actually prefer to have it on. So yeah.
Brilliant stuff. And is that pretty much it for the camera? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool, quality stuff. And I noticed you're looking at like the radar and stuff there as well. I take it you can just change the colours of the radar to help you out, can't you?
Yeah.
And things like that.
A little thing you might want to help. The score clock drop down. This is you might see that might annoy you sometimes. Is below the score. So the score on the top left, there might come up like players to watch and players on a goal like record or something. Mm-hmm. I don't want to know about that when I'm in a game, so I just turn that off. And it's the same for scrolling lineups. At the start of the game, your lineups come up all your players in like the bottom middle of the screen. Again, don't really want to know about that, so I turn it off.
Alright, brilliant stuff. Well, look, NiKSNEB, thank you very much for helping us today. I'm sure you have helped at least one person out there. And if it did help you, don't forget to let us know in the comments if you've been looking this for a long time. And also, make sure you check the description to follow NiKSNEB on all of his links, his Twitch, where you can watch his gameplay live, or his Twitter, where you can just keep up to date with what he's saying and what he's doing every single day, even if he's tweeting about Crystal Palace. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.